Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to This Is Football, your one-stop shop for everything football. Now, I've got a few things I want to talk about. Obviously, I've got my Liverpool top on right now because, like I said in the last video, the next video that I was going to do is going to be reviewing the Liverpool against Norwich game that happened last night and discussing a few things that happened over the summer. Now, this one is going out to the Liverpool fans. Obviously, if you support another team and you've got feelings about this, then please jump in the comment section as well and let everyone know exactly how you're feeling about the business or the lack of business that Liverpool did during the summer transfer window, and how you think Liverpool's season is going to pan out. I do apologize, like in landscape mode on this, it looks like I'm looking in a different direction, but obviously the camera is a little bit over here, so I apologize for that as well. Now, to start off, Liverpool, we'll call it free signings. They signed Adrian, free agent. I thought that was a good signing, to be honest with you. He's a good deputy. He's quite reliable. He's got a lot of Premier League experience, and that is something that I really look for. So great number two there. I'm really happy with that. Obviously, we weren't really expecting the guy to be in goal in the first game of the season. Do you know what I mean? But you can't really predict these things. And I'm grateful that the injury to Alisson is a calf injury and it's not a knee injury, because if it was an ACL, that could have been his season over, do you know what I mean? And our season over with it. So 6 weeks seems like a long time. He's probably going to be back in 5. So Liverpool fans, don't worry about that. We're going to have our number one back in the sticks anytime soon. So don't stress about that, do you know what I mean? It's going to be all good. Now, going over the summer transfer window, we signed Adrian. We signed Van der Berg. For me, a great young option as well. He's not going to come into the first team straight away, although he's training with the first team right now. He's a prospect and he's not going to come straight in. We're still going to have Gomez as number one centre-back choice next to Van Dijk, and Matip second to that. Lovren, we're not even gonna go there. We're not gonna go there because I'm having a good day, so I don't really want to bring that in right now. Stress. When I heard that AC Milan was in for the dudes, I thought all my ships sailed in early. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. So for me, that was a great signing. The one that I'm really happy about is Elliot, because Elliot at 16, he looks serious. He looks like a very big prospect, that kid. He could have gone Barca, he could have gone Real, PSG came in for him, Bayern Munich came in for him, and he chose Liverpool, which is a big statement in itself. We saw him come in that pre-season game, the last one that we had, and he looked on it. He did not look out of place in that first team. I feel like that kid is going to be a real big prospect. And to be honest with you, I like what Liverpool's doing. We're building our youth academy, because right now we've actually got a very exciting youth academy. We've just seen Ryan Brewster get promoted to the first team. He's going to have a very unique role coming into this season. Now, looking at Origi, he's already playing out to the left-hand side. So he's already pretty much competing with Mane out on the left-hand side of our three-man attack. So that leaves Brewster and Firmino down the middle. And I like those options. We're going to see a lot of Brewster in the cup games for sure. When the Carling Cup comes in, when the FA Cup comes in, trust me, you're going to be seeing a lot of Brewster. And this kid is amazing. He's a goal poacher. He's great off the ball. His movement's absolutely amazing. His reading of the game is amazing. For such a young head, this kid has got a bright future if he works it right. So I do apologise if I look away a little bit as well, because I've got Sky Sports in the background and I'm just watching goal review. So as the goals are going in the Premier League, I'm kind of catching them in. And I'm seeing Crystal Palace is drawing 0-0 with Everton right now. That's all right for me. Obviously, Everton. So I'm good with that. I'm a bit annoyed though, because I had Zaha on my team and he's on the freaking bench in it, but we'll talk about that another time. So anyway, Liverpool fans, one message that I'm going to say to you. I know a lot of you guys were really concerned about a lack of business, and for me, I would have loved to see a Bruno Fernandes or even a Nicolas Pepe come in. I feel like we haven't got that much depth when it comes to if Mane's out injured for a while, if Salah gets injured for a while, Firmino's out for a while. Our depth doesn't look that strong. But looking at it today, I feel like our depth is not as bad as we actually think it is. I looked at the bench during the Norwich game yesterday, and I was actually quite shocked just how good the bench was. We had Matip on there, we had Mane on there, we had Big Shaq on there, we had Keita on there, we had Ox on there. Do you know what I mean? Like, our bench is pretty serious. It is pretty serious. So for me, one of the things that I think a lot of Liverpool fans are forgetting about last season, they say, well, how can you beat City this season if City's gonna spend 140 mil on another fullback and holding midfielder when they already had Fernandinho in there, they already had Kyle Walker in there, so they've already strengthened, and Liverpool haven't strengthened their first team per se. So how are we going to compete with that? My message to Liverpool fans is, look at last season, right? We lost that on head-to-head. That game against City at Anfield, the 1-1, okay, we'll take that. But that ball that crossed the line but didn't cross the line for Mane at Etihad Stadium by like 0.02 millimeters or something stupid, that is the margin in which we lost the league last season. So I want you guys to understand that Liverpool was amazing. We're European champions. Strengthening a team that strong is not going to be easy. And also keeping the team happy when you can't really rotate that much is going to be a very tall order. I mean, City, they can offer 200 grand a week to someone sitting on the bench, and that's going to keep them relatively happy. But Liverpool is not in that position yet. So for me, I feel like having done what we've done, it was always going to be hard to strengthen that team. So I'm not really overly concerned about that. Bearing in mind that last season as well, Liverpool were the best team in the league up until New Year. Let's not get it twisted. Liverpool were the best team in the league. We were on par or on target to have the lowest goals conceded in the history of the Premier League. Now, the turning point for me was as soon as Gomez got injured, that was it. That record was gone. We started conceding goals. We were still winning games, but then we started drawing games as well. Notably, that West Ham game where that free kick went down the side and they scored should never have happened. Leicester game, Maguire, similar situation, switched off, should not have happened. Now, these sort of things I don't think would have happened because Gomez's recovery pace is absolutely phenomenal. And if you guys remember, Gomez was out injured at that point. So I feel like our season turned when we lost Gomez. And it's not even just that. People were throwing about that, Liverpool were lucky with injuries last season. Man City had key players out. But they seem to forget that at one point, Liverpool had Jordan Henderson at right back, Hoover at centre back, Fabinho at centre back. At one point, I don't think we could call on a senior centre back for a game. It was that bad. Plus, Trent was out injured. It was a nightmare. Add to that, Oxlade-Chamberlain was out the whole season. Naby Keita, his first season in, and he was basically injured the whole time. But I've just seen that Brighton's winning 2-0 against Watford. I don't know who scored it. So Doucouré own goal for the first one. I'm happy about that because I nearly bought that bro in Fantasy Football League, so I'm glad I didn't. It's a bit peak out there for Watford right now. But anyway, staying on target. But yeah, we had Naby Keita out for pretty much the whole season. I mean, he didn't really get time to adjust to the way that we play football. If you look at Fabinho, we took him out of the team for a few months. He adjusted. Now look how well he's actually doing. Now Naby Keita didn't really have that opportunity. So for me, this season is his breakthrough. And if you imagine the position that he plays as that number 8, who slips in between the lines, that's kind of what Bruno Fernandes would have done for us. Naby Keita in Bundesliga was scoring and assisting. He was shooting from distance as well. Now, these are things that Bruno Fernandes would have brought to Liverpool. So I can understand why Liverpool may not have strengthened in that number 8 position, creative midfield, because we're still yet to see the best of Naby Keita. And if we had signed Bruno Fernandes, we'd have the whole issue of trying to keep Bruno Fernandes, Wijnaldum, and bearing in mind that he was one of our better players last season, Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain all happy. None of those guys are going to want to sit on the bench. None of them. So you've got to understand that we've got to factor these things in when we're looking at transfers. Like, we're not playing FIFA out here. Do you know what I mean? So for me, that was always going to be a big thing. So, yeah. Part 2 of this video is coming up. I do apologise. I'm running out of memory.